Here's the weather today. Got some work going on up here. I'm not paying attention to the lines. I don't know if you can see anything or not moving. House for sale. Renovating. Pay attention to the birds. I found an interesting thing out yesterday with crickets too. How to cause a hypersonic effect with crickets and to ring resonance of metals. But what I want to talk about right now is some atmospheric electricity here. Okay, here's the sun. That's what the sun looks like today. I want to talk about the sunlight because there's something very important that happened. Was someone's doing something with the sunlight. We can't figure it out. Let me tell you why we can't figure it out. When we're in 6G, studying 6G, there's amplification coming off of that trash can. When you're in 6G, you could start to use the human body as an antenna. And this is going to be pretty cool. This is like going to be synthetic telepathy because of the life force energy that's on the human. You're going to be able to, I don't know how exactly you're going to dial up an individual human. I don't know how you're going to do it. But it's going to be pretty cool to be able to communicate with someone. I think they got stuff in the clothing now where it's going to turn into a speaker. You'll be able to hear something like a phone call. It's in the making. Listen to the bird. This is another bad place here. Matter of fact, I should go get the numbers off of this pole. Because there's a transformer can right there. And if I'm not mistaken, there's another transformer up here. It blew out. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong the night it blew out. But since we're 6G, we're using a human as an antenna. All right. So that means I could be an antenna, and whoever you want to say it is out there on the planet, another human being, is an antenna. So my cell phone's an antenna, and the person I call cell phone's an antenna. We're trying to do this with the human. Okay? Now, I could talk to them respectfully and be totally fine. But let someone take one of these new advancements we have and run current. Okay, change your life force energy and have like a coil and run current to you. So whenever you talk, this current comes out of your mouth. If you got metal and decay in your mouth, and we study this very well, this is going to hurt when it goes through. This is going to hurt. So I'll be the antenna, okay? Because you can't figure out what they did with the sunlight. I'm going to explain to you what happened. And I've already explained this before. Here's the back of this sign. Patterning. Because these can be used as ring resonances. It's like a bandwidth. Okay, it's like a bandwidth that you're seeing. So you hook current up to me. Okay, look at this little spy. Little lanternfly from Japan. A lot of them. All over the place here. Wonder what they like about over here, that they're just all over the place here. They're everywhere. So you take the antenna, you get the frequencies, whatever, and then you hook current. Like literal from your 220 and or the coil could have like a wireless power transfer on it now, or the coil could just be like a capacitor, like a Winkler from this report, radio frequency and nanoelectronics, and It's a pressure plate. You can run current to this. And as I make that phone call to this person, I'm talking that little bit of extra current might hurt this person. If it doesn't transform correctly, the transformer issues. Now, all of a sudden, this is a very powerful tool. You hook this current up to someone, and as they're interfaced with you, whether it be a monkey or a person, okay, this really happened. Someone was, oh my god, really agitating the shit out of me. And all of a sudden, by accident, I looked at the sunlight. Because, I always looked at the sun. I have it on film. Always, 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 always. But it was just at this right time of the day, and this high capacitance come through, because who knows what was on my house, too. Right where the sun reflected. And it went in my eye. And when you look at the sun, that's a magnetic effect of the proteins in your brain and the optic nerve. And this will shoot right through to that other antenna. Boom, you're dead. Instant death. Boom, dead. Somebody holds the patent for this. And since we're all telecommunication gurus and shit, we're working on 6G using the human body as an antenna. Somebody fixed this middle line here. This communication line from human to human. Where when you look at that sun, it's transducing and transforming in the brain to not have that power go out there, or it's being redirected. Now, if somebody knows their shit that has this patent, they could just hook this up to you. Just go out there, look at the sun, you're fucking dead. Oh, mark my words. And then when the sun comes up first thing in the morning, there's a very unique effect that happens. And the computer can't see this. Some humans can. And when it sets at night, there's a very specific field that's happening because it's heat. It's a very specific field. There's another patent. Here I am. Just wanted to talk about this. Because if we're going to make a human an antenna, that means there's another human that's an antenna that will receive that signal. And if it's not set right, and you start running current from one human to the other and they're not ready for it, look out. Look out. Amplification. I have no clue, but we'll get the number on this fucking pole. We'll just film the number on this fucking pole. This is the pole. Smell it. Smell it. Here's the number. Here's the transformer. Because there's a really important video here. I found a leaky wave here on Google Maps. And that comes right out of the data wires. Just a perfect leaky wave. Because that's like a prism effect, huh? We see this like rainbow effect. When are we going to make glasses? Wow. It just amplifies right off that house. It comes to the phone. My phone gets attacked so bad. Another transformer. Oh, I can smell the pole from here. I could smell it. I could smell the pole. There's two poles. We got two poles here, and it's grounded. Oh boy, huh? And up here, where this nice big oak tree is about 100 years old, here's another can up here. Another can up at the top of the hill. And there's another phone box up here too. I believe there's another can up here. Oh boy, that weed whacker sounds sick, doesn't it? It's out of juice. You guys could power that up for him. What frequency shifts? Frequency shifts. low atmospheric electric. It's coming in. Yep. Danger spot. Danger. As soon as I touch the grass, the pole. Oh, there's the can up here. Okay, that can, that exploded last year. And the power went out. The power went out in this whole neighborhood. There's only one thing that I didn't see go out, and it was that transformer box in the park. But it exploded, it blew up. Power company had to come replace it. Never went up there and looked. Instead, I went up the other way and found some interesting properties taking place with atmospheric pressures and how it catches the amplitude of your voice. But when are we going to make glasses to see all this shit coming off the power lines? Just like you go to Universal Studios or Disney. Hell, they even have TVs now. You put these glasses on and it becomes three-dimensional. 3D TV. Now we can make glasses for people to walk around. Or even contact lenses to put in. And see this shit. And just see it. I don't know how you're going to hide that. Especially if you come around here to this neighborhood. Especially if you come around here to this neighborhood. Oh, my crotch is itchy. Oh, I found another good one. Speaking of microscopy and playing with instruments and looking at nano stuff. How does, what is it called? What is it called again? Oh, I feel heat coming out of my neck, getting hot. Someone's neck's bruised. Someone wants me to go up to an area. Someone has a bruised neck. Someone has a bruised neck. That's what happened to me at first. Same thing. I couldn't move for months. I'd just move a little bit. Oh my, I couldn't move. Couldn't move. I was laying on the floor for a month. Couldn't move. But I found a good one. Talking about whenever you have to defecate. What happens to the brain when you have to defecate? And when a stool gets to a certain area in your anus, like this, just a very specific spot, it activates a muscle, and this muscle reacts with your brain receptors, and that becomes like an oscillation. Here's another remote controllable communication. Now, I hate to say this. Remember that secret prostate exam? It's Austin, right? He had a secret prostate exam and they bitched at him. I would hate to say this, but military bases got hacked from your prostate because you're a human antenna. I hate to laugh. Oh boy, do I hate to laugh. Wow. Just the collection of dirty electrics. Because what it is, you guys, when you connect current to someone, you start forcing dirty electric into the body, which is a reflection issue, and it's a reaction. It's a reaction. And you look this up, they say it's a non-usable reaction, and that's bullshit. Oh, there's that bullshit. You start creating these little goddamn axioms with it. You just spin around. These cute little axioms. And you just remote control them around. Because we figured out we could have limiters and control floating objects. So, when a rectum has a piece of stool in it, it'll mess with the receptors and neurons. And it automatically tells the brain, just like your gut tells you, I'm hungry. Like all of a sudden you feel hungry. And this is a force because it's modulation, and it is definitely exploitable. Let's not forget the water. Because you are all water. You are all water. Here's another light box. Loser Drive, Lang Drive. Another light box. Phone box. Boy, that proprietary lobe is one of those things that would probably control your rectum. Trying to help the best I can. Because if I call the Pentagon, they hang up the phone. What's up, puppy? It seems like there's good security here. There's like a force, a force field here. There's even a dog to bark. Yeah, we got all these little antennas on a tree here. Holy shit, what was that? Extension just went in. Come from over here. Oh God, look at the phone boxes here. The two smart meter phone boxes. Now we go commercial. And here's the other one. Now I got a landline. And I dial somebody up on a cell phone. How does that one work? That landline going to go through. Back in the day, there was no cell phones. So these went through the wires, bing, 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 real quick. That's why it cost money to call long distance. Because it took a minute, too, for it to go through. You had to sit there and wait. And all of a sudden, it rang. It took a good 5 seconds for a long distance call to go through. We never had to dial area codes here, except for when you dialed long distance. You must be old enough to remember this. So when you have a landline or a fire alarm, a landline, and that has to go out to a receiver, such as a cell phone, how does that one work? As of right now, I never looked this one up. Because you got these phone lines, landlines. Then you have all these cell phone calls that come into. Where's the transmitter? Is that like a repeater system? What do you think? It's like a repeater system, huh? 23,000 volts up here. Look at this. Perfect timing. How you doing? I'm waving. $23,000. And where's the first pole out here? Because this is data cable. This is all data cable. The data always splices in. See this bus stop? I'll come up here another day and show you these fucking lines. Because now I have to worry about InfraGard being here. For a very specific reason. And all this stuff's getting sold. Like I can put this right out to those companies, McKinney or whatever. All this stuff's being sold. Someone has to buy this product to protect people from maliciousness, we'll call it. But I don't know why, because you can't get anybody to open their mouth up. Well, back to 13,000 volts here. And this wire goes back here. This wire goes straight back here. And there's another ground wire back here. Oh, this is where all the crows like to hang out. They don't like to hang out with me anymore. Oh boy, and that goes. That's a termination back here. Now I got a horseshoe square magnet right here. Imagine what you could do with that thing to make a tuning fork with this. Holy shit. Need to have good security here. Need to have good security. Oh, there's a transformer down there. Okay. So we're talking. I started out with the sun. Here's the sun. And I watched my last video too. I posted a couple other videos, and the length of the video is 29 minutes. That one was only like 24. Something pulsed the phone and had that video shut off. And at the very end of the video, you could literally hear this. And you could see the camera lens started picking up, well, what we call perturbations in certain areas, especially whenever I was pointing out that corrosion on that house. What you have to do is let the phone sit there and stay still, and you can see this. And whenever the phone hung up, there's a pulse that come, and it hit me. And it turned the phone off too. And as I watched it on video, that frequency was recorded, and as my eyes picked this up, it come back through the phone. Look at all this tree's totally dead here. Look at all the shit up here. Antennas, computers, semiconductors, just like the human body. Aluminum sulfate, they call this. Aluminum sulfate. It's all over the trees. Remember, like I said, here, listen to me. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm having difficulties. I'm having difficulties with my muscles. You guys having problems on your collarbone? Figure out how your voice box works. Figure out how it's a jump signal. You guys, I told you guys once, study jump frequencies, study jump signals. You got shit that just jumps right through a bubble. And it connects and it oscillates. You can't see this. It's like an invisible oscillation. Somehow it works though. These guys with all these papers from school, like the professor up here. Are you studying brain? Excuse me. You got communications up here. We're working on 6G. You guys working on the brain proteins yet? You got a good nursing school, neurology department? Yes or no up here, professor? And some people say if you don't know, they'll teach you. And they have weird ways of teaching you. Believe me, I know firsthand. I got good stories to tell. Atmospheric thrusters here. Amazing what you can do to control the weather by doing surveillance weapons. Just like they said. What was it again? Get a load of this instrumentation here. Yeah, I was just wondering, since you guys are worried about 6G and using the human body as an antenna, how the NSO group is calling surveillance weapons from Nano Electronics. How's that one work? How's that one work? Geoengineering, huh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That one plays with microscopes and instruments. What's his cell phone doing? His applications on his phone? Because he's looking at this shit all day. Since we want to use surveillance weapons. I call him that one. Some call him a mechanic. There's a little oil on your hand. That's a frequency. Plaque on your teeth, in your heart. Oil on your skin, under your arms, the smell. That's a frequency. And these guys will go down to the fucking bone here. Now it's all marketable. Somebody got to pay for it. Somebody got to pay for it. It's all marketable. Yeah, we're talking about border patrol too. Border patrol the other day. Cricket's just amplified here. Oh, that sucks. That lawnmower throws it off with that longitudinal pulse. Yeah, some people learned what a longitudinal pulse is doing the other day. I showed them. Oh, you can physically you can show this, and you don't even need a microscope. It's my secret how this works. Oh, the information war, the information war, the IP war that's going on. Oh, we want to. How much does it cost to have this installed in your applications to where it protects you? Who's paying all the money for that? Since you guys want to say you don't know it exists, that really spoils your credentials there, doesn't it? Like how do you have a job and you say I don't know? How do you have a job when you say I don't know? I don't know. You have no clue. Like, you literally are calling yourself stupid. I am stupid and should not be working here. And I'm sure some of this stupidity is going to get you in really big trouble. There's another transformer can.